this is a video that I'm going to make an announcement that you guys have never ever heard me say. And it's really exciting that I'm actually able to do this in a video now. This has been something that I have been working on with a special someone for over a year. So for it to actually kind of be here is just very surreal for me. It almost felt like this day was never gonna come. So the fact that the day is here is very exciting and emotional. It's just like a whole bunch of things going on in my mind and in my body right now. And I know so many of you guys have been asking for this for years. And thankfully, with the right timing, with the right person, I'm finally able to share with you guys that I finally collaborated with a Latina-owned brand called Reina Rebelde, and I came out with my own 2 makeup products. Can you guys believe it? Like, I still can't even believe it. Like, saying it even sounds weird to me. This has been something that I've been working on, like I said, for a little while. It's very near and dear to my heart. Regina, who's the founder of Reina Rebelde, she's been working with me on this for a long time. There's been a lot of back and forth to make this perfect for you guys. And I'm so excited that I get to share something that I'm so passionate about with you. That means more to me than anything because you guys have been riding with me for so long. A lot of you guys, I feel like, are gonna get excited about this as if you guys are like my sisters, my brothers, my cousins. Because we have that bond, and that's why I think I'm so excited to share with you guys. It's almost like telling my mom, "Ma, guess what I did?" So for my first collaboration ever, I launched a eyeliner and lip color, again, with Reina Rebelde. The eyeliner, I'm actually wearing it right now, and I'm wearing the lip color as well. You guys can see, I'm like, I always feel so cheesy when I'm like, you guys can see, but you can see it's a very bold blue eyeliner, and my lip color, I feel like it's like the perfect nude color. Basically, the concept behind these 2 products, the blue was inspired by the Puerto Rican flag and basically the culture and heritage that I share and the passion I share behind where I come from and the passion I share behind beauty, and we kind of put those 2 things together and turned it into this. And then my lip color, I wanted to have a lip color that I felt like anyone could wear going anywhere, whether you are going to a soccer game or you're going to the club to have some drinks, whatever the case is. I just wanted to create something that I feel like you guys could wear at any given time. And I'm so excited that I was able to create this with Regina, who I said was the founder of Reina Rebelde. She was just so open and accepting of me embracing and kind of merging my culture in with the beauty aspect. She's Mexican American, so her and I, we have a lot of similarities when it comes to being Latinas in this industry, but we also have very different stories and very different cultural upbringings. So my eyeliner is called Bonita Bandera. Again, like I was saying, it was just inspired by Puerto Rico. And then my lip color is called Alma Desnuda, which translates to naked soul. And that basically, it's the way that I am as a person, I'm just very open with you guys. And I almost have no filter when it comes to the way real life is for me. And I just wanted to find a way to incorporate that in these 2 beauty products. Like, how could I incorporate who I really am as a person into these 2 products? And I really hope that you guys feel what I feel with these products. Definitely stay tuned throughout this video. I'm going to be showing you guys swatches. It's a nice, fun, long video that I have with the owner. Again, Regina Merson, and we're going to be really diving deep into some stuff that I really think you guys are going to be so interested in hearing, between how this collaboration came about, how we picked, how I picked the name for my products, how long we've been working on this, how it was for us as 2 Latinas to be doing this and kind of breaking barriers in this industry. And I just definitely think there's going to be a lot of fun things that you guys are going to completely relate to aside from just the beauty aspect in this. I really do hope you guys love the products as much as I do. And when you guys do buy the products and take pictures, definitely make sure to tag me on that, because I really do want to see your work using my products. It's just, again, a really amazing moment in my life. So enough of me talking by myself. I am now going to be jumping in with Regina. It's so surreal having like a beauty brand founder in my home filming a video with me. I'm super grateful, and I'm so excited for you guys to watch this video, and let's just get started, guys. And here I have Regina Martinez, who is the founder of Reina Rebelde. I'm so excited to have her here. We're actually in my house right now, in my filming studio. So this is just amazing to have her all the way from Texas in Orlando with me. We're so excited to kind of get down into the fun stuff with you guys. And now we're gonna tell all of you guys how this entire thing came to life.
Thank you so much for having me. It is also my very first YouTube video. So thank you for putting me on your channel, and so excited to get to meet a lot of your fans firsthand.
Aww.
But by the way, being in your house and watching you do your magic, like, is just been an epic highlight of 2018.
Oh,
I have to say. So we're obviously here to talk about the collaboration.
Yes.
Everybody knows who you are. Nobody
Yes.
really knows who I am. So I hope that we can bring to life why we did this, why it was so important for both of us as independent business owners, really, and Latino women. With what I think we've learned is that we have very different backgrounds and journeys, but we have so many things in common.
Definitely.
And you doing this collaboration with us and working on these products has brought to life one of the main goals of Reina Rebelde since the beginning. So one of the other things I really want to bring to life is, as I've gotten to know you, because we started working on this maybe almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it's been some time.
As we've gotten to know you, there's been so much texture and wonderful, delightful, dynamic qualities about you that I think, well, it's true, and little personal stories and aspects of you that I obviously am gonna, make you uncomfortable and talk about later.
I'm ready.
Because why not? And frankly, parts of it that are so inspiring. And you've really inspired me. I am way older than you are. So we think maybe I've lived a lot more life than you, but I think you've lived about 20 lifetimes in a very short period of time. And I
Feels
really,
like that sometimes.
I really want to bring that to life because it was so important in working together that there was someone that could inspire our audience. And I also want to use this as an opportunity to bring more of your life to light. Because that was channeled so genuinely and authentically in this collaboration. So you're so talented.
I guess.
Pregnant pause. Do you agree? Don't you agree?
I agree, but humbly.
Okay, exactly. But yet you're so humble. And I think that's been the part for me, watching this whole thing come to life and seeing your performance. And you're an artist, right? But you've also had to learn how to pad that artistry and actually build a whole business around it, right? Mm-hmm. So one of my passions is learning about different cultures. I'm originally from Mexico. I was an immigrant to the United States. I started Reina Rebelde after leaving a career in law because I wanted to get back in touch with Latina women. I wanted to empower them. I wanted to make them happy and proud and unapologetic. And I wanted them to always feel really good about being both very fierce and very ambitious, two qualities I think you have in spades, and also so into vanity and beauty and makeup, right? We are those people, we are out kicking ass, but we always have a full face of makeup on. Yep. And I think that that's very culturally specific to Latinas as a whole. But obviously within that, there are all these beautiful, very unique cultures, right? You're Puerto Rican descent, I'm from Mexico, there's Colombian, there's Dominican. I really wanted the brand to be authentic to every part of the Latina experience. In starting the brand, and the brand is very new, I could only speak to my experience as a Mexican, right? And a Mexican American and what that was. I wasn't going to presume to speak from an authentic Puerto Rican viewpoint. So from the beginning, the goal of the brand was we want to represent other cultures in the Latina umbrella, but we want authentic voices within our communities to speak to them. So, a little bit of a confession. I had a total girl crush on you when I launched the brand. And I'll never forget, it was like 4 months into launching the brand, and I sent you a PR package. And now that I've worked with you, I understand how laughable that was, right? Because I sat in my dining room table, like, perfectly like wallpapering, like manually doing these things, and like in hindsight it should have had like butterflies like coming out and like a whole mariachi should have like popped up and like delivered the box. I don't know. But anyway, you showed one of our products, then we worked with you, and I'll never forget where I was. I was at a Christmas party in New York City. It was actually like a big celebrity Christmas party.
Really?
And I don't know how I ended up there. Like, to this day, I'll never forget. I don't know how I ended up there, but there I was, and suddenly I looked down at my phone, and your post had gone live. And it was like, I don't know, it was like one of those moments where there were all these celebrities around me, and I was just staring at my phone. Aww. Like, I literally stumbled into this party and be like, how am I here? And then literally was staring at my phone because what was going on my phone in that like hour was more fascinating than what was going on around me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, who is this woman, right? I have to like get to know more about her. So with that in mind, obviously this like relationship sort of started very organically developing.
Yes.
And at the time that we approached you, or I approached you about being like the first collaboration we did and the first person to bring something other than the Mexican voice to the brand, I was not quite aware of how many suitors you had, right? Like different brands that are way bigger that were probably like offering to take you on around the world journees and like camel rides and I don't know what else, things that I cannot do as a small brand. And you were so committed and loyal to wanting Reina Rebelde to be your very first product collaboration. And I mean, it just gives me chills thinking about it right now because to this day, I was like, she's never going to want to work with us. Like, why would she want to work with us, right?
Ever think that.
and plus she's like, has all these other more amazing offers, I'm sure. And that was really a turning point for me early on in this business of business can be kind of ugly. We'll get to that later.
We'll save that for another video.
We'll save that for later. But it definitely was this just moment of like, wow, she really believes in this, and there's a reason this is very important to her. So I really want to talk about that. Like, okay. I want to learn about a little bit more about your Puerto Rican, heritage, why that is something that you are so proud about, and then get into talking about these amazing products you've developed, and how they reflect your like internal Puerto Rican like amazingness. So yeah, tell us a little bit about like why you're so proudly Puerto Rican.
A lot of it has to do with the way that I was just raised. Like I was always taught just to be proud of who I am and where I come from. And I come from New York. So there's always that thing of like, are you Puerto Rican or are you a New Yorican? Because we get treated differently. The New Yorican, we're like the Americanized Puerto Rican, like we're not so island-like in the sense that our Spanish is different. And then obviously just with being in the States, sometimes traditions just eventually like die down a little bit. But
they get diluted.
Yes. So with my family though, we were very always open about learning of where I come from, because I obviously was not born in Puerto Rico. I was born in New York, and my dad and my mom were both born in New York as well. So the last person in my family that was born in Puerto Rico was my grandmother. So as far as like my parents, any stories they had, no one really had stories about being on the island except my grandparents. And my grandparents had a really big factor in raising me. Mm-hmm. So a lot of who I am really goes back to them. And my grandfather, who's actually Afro-Latino, he was always like, girl, you black, and you better be proud of that. So I always just grew up thinking about that, because I really can't speak for other like Latin cultures, but Puerto Rican culture, sometimes darker skin just doesn't get embraced. Oh, and I'm saying this even through like Puerto Ricans. They don't always get like embraced as much as
the lighter skin.
Of
course.
Yeah.
That happens in Mexico too.
Yeah, so I could only imagine. I mean, obviously it's probably like a worldwide thing. And although I'm not really, really dark in my, my skin complexion, but my grandfather just always wanted me to embrace that side of me, because he just felt like that's probably the one part of me that doesn't get spoken about much or enough.
Right.
So growing up, I'd never heard of the term Afro-Latina or Afro-Latino, honestly, until recently.
I've noticed that too. Mm-hmm. Like it's a new, it seems, I don't know if it's a new term, but it's definitely more widely used now, and it's more widely, accepted. And I actually think it's fantastic, because it does speak to all the little like subsets of your Puerto Rican. Everybody assumes everyone on the island's got the same skin tone, and the New York Puerto Ricans have this, and they assume the same thing about Mexicans. And we've got blonde hair, blue-eyed, olive skin Mexicans.
Come in all flavors.
So anyway, so you started embracing the sense of being Afro-Latina even before we were working with that terminology.
Yes, so I just didn't have a term to identify with. I always called myself, obviously, like Puerto Rican, because I'm Puerto Rican. Whether I was light skin, dark skin, I'm Puerto Rican. Nothing changes that. But there was no, or maybe the term existed. Growing up, I never heard that term until, honestly, social media kind of like blew it up. I'm not gonna lie. That's when I really started hearing about it a lot more. And then I finally was like, all right, there's a term that I feel like I could totally relate to, and it explains who I am. My Spanish is not that great, so
okay, I want to pause there for a second, because one of the things that was so important to me, so I had the blessing and benefit of Spanish being my first language. I moved to this country when I was not that young, but still young enough that I was able to become fluent in English while keeping my Spanish. One of the things I learned in creating the brand is I would interview young women everywhere. And there was so much Spanish shaming. And I think there was such a misunderstanding about why there is such a different level of competency and fluency in speaking language among all these different generations of Latinas. And it's really not our fault. When like your grandparents came here, or even people's parents, they were basically forced to forget Spanish, or they were forced to not teach their kids Spanish. That was just culturally what happened. So over generations, less and less descendants spoke fluent Spanish. But the shaming's ridiculous. Like, it makes you less or no more Latina to be fluent in Spanish.
And I speak about that all the time, like, because again, I'm so open about being a proud Latina. I'm super proud of being Puerto Rican. But my Spanish isn't that great, which I know there's a lot of people who could relate to me. And I feel that just because I don't speak Spanish well enough does not take away the fact that I'm like Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican regardless. My hips prove it. My hair proves it. The food I eat proves it. The lips, everything. Everything else proves that I'm Puerto Rican. So I honestly feel like, and till this day, I get comments from people where, I could understand why some people get upset, like, no, you're not a proud Hispanic because you do not speak Spanish. And it's not something that by choice I just chose not to learn. It was just something that growing up in New York, where the area in New York that I lived in, there were not that many Hispanics in that area. I grew up around a lot of West Indians. So a lot of different like islands, Guyana, Trinidad. Then occasionally you could throw your Spanish people somewhere in there. And so it's not that like I was surrounded by people 24/7 where the Spanish was kind of just like thrown in my face. And then my mom was just like my grandmother who raised me. She would speak Spanish to me, and I understand everything. Like, you could curse me out in Spanish and I know what you're saying. Like, I understand everything.
You
not to respond back to you, the problem.
But you can't curse. Okay, so we have to work on that.
Yes, like, okay. I literally understand everything. If I'm reading, I might read slower, but I still know what I'm reading. It's just to say it. And I think a lot of it comes from, too, because of the shaming. When I do speak it, I think it's more of an insecurity. Like, I feel like I know I don't sound 100% like Puerto Rican when I speak Spanish, and I feel like people would pick apart, like, you're not saying that right, so I'd rather just not do it, because I feel like I'm going to embarrass myself.
Right, which is just, so, I mean, as someone who speaks fluent Spanish, I just find that ridiculous, and one of the things that I really wanted to build into the brand, and I remember this was an early conversation, is I made every name of every shade in Spanish, and one of the reasons why was, you know, you and I have a joke about virgen, or lip brilliance, that you have a hard time pronouncing, and that's okay. But I wanted people who I had met, women like you, who are so authentically Latina, who struggle with the Spanish component, to say, okay, I can't quite pronounce this. I'm not gonna, like, in private, I can Google and be like, what does this mean? I feel like I should know what this means, but maybe I don't. And to not be such a pressure cooker situation, because you will eventually, over the course of your life, have the opportunity to pick up more and more Spanish. I mean, it's obviously, you know, we're taking over the country. Shh, don't tell anybody. But so there's gonna be more and more Spanish spoken, and so when we started working on the names of your products, I said, you know, they have to be in Spanish, and you know, and I think that that's actually a great segue into talking about product. Awesome. So let's talk about this collaboration, shall we? You wanted, we had this amazing liquid eyeliner that started selling like crazy. People really loved how opaque it was. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm just stating facts.
Facts are facts.
And it's our Rebel Eye Definer liquid. I don't know if it's like my greasy eyelids or my age or what it was, but I always felt like I had to make like 25 passes to get the eyeliner on and to show. So you are obviously the eyeliner queen, la reina of the eyeliner. And so I think that product category and that formula, which you loved in our original color, which was only black, was something you were really excited about. And obviously when we came to start talking about like what color, you know, you decided that the blue really spoke to you because of your Puerto Rican heritage, because of the flag. I was super excited you chose the blue because, as you now know, I'm obsessed with all things 80s. So if it were up to me, we'd have like blue eyeshadow all day long. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the blue, right? Like, did you love blue eyeliner, or before this, was it like a color you would grab for?
Well, I like blues, period, on my eyes, like whether it's blue eyeshadow, blue liner.
Because it looks amazing on brown eyes.
I think that's what it is. I think I just like how it brings out the brown in my eyes. And I had wanted, and this wasn't just like with her, just with any brand that I've ever worked with, I wanted to work with a brand that I knew was going to basically embrace my heritage, my culture, and then kind of put that together with beauty. But it was hard to do that because a lot of times obviously it's like a business thing, right? But one thing I appreciated about Regina is that she allowed me to incorporate the things that I felt were really important to me and incorporate that into beauty. And the blue obviously like reminded me of the Puerto Rican flag, and I just felt like that was the perfect way to have like beauty meets culture into one. Because I always feel like sometimes it could be a little sensitive subject, mixing culture with the beauty industry, because you got to do it the right way.
Right.
If you're just using someone's culture for financial benefits, but you don't have no respect for the culture, you know nothing about the culture, then I feel like, of course, it can get a little sensitive there. But one thing, like you were saying, like you don't really know much about Puerto Rican culture, I don't know much about Mexican culture, so we kind of came together and was like, how can the both of us who have such a love for makeup put both our passion behind, you know, who we are and where we come from into a product. And the eyeliner, honestly, when I first saw it, it just like, I don't know, it just felt right. It's like when you're buying a house, you know, you can go like see a million houses, but then that one that you walk into, or like a wedding dress,
right? You
can try like 1,000, but until you get that feeling, then you know, okay, this is not the one. I don't have that feeling yet. And then when I saw the eyeliner for the first time, I'm like, nope, this is it. Like, I don't even need to play with anything else. I know that this is the one.
The color.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's the one.
The name I thought was brilliant. So let's tell everybody what the name of the Rebel Eye Definer liquid is.
So the name of my eyeliner is called Bonita Bandera. So obviously, like I said, we already know what inspired the eyeliner. And if you guys have never heard that like Puerto Rican song that they play at like every Puerto Rican Day parade, probably every baby shower, anything that there's like a lot of Puerto Ricans there, you're gonna hear that song, and it's Que Bonita Bandera. I'm not gonna sing because I'm not a singer, but I just felt like that was such a fun name to name the eyeliner because to me the blue is like identical to the blue in the Puerto Rican flag, and the blue in the Puerto Rican flag is really to represent the blue waters of Puerto Rico. Like we're known for the beaches and stuff, so it just, I don't know, it just felt so right. And I really do hope that that name alone excites you guys, because there's just so much culture behind the beauty product. Like there's a real story behind it. We didn't just come out with a product just for like the fun of it. There's like a for real story behind it. One thing that I wanted to let you guys know about this eyeliner, I know a lot of times when you guys see me do tutorials and you see me do my eyeliner, I use a soft tip brush, but those brushes I honestly say are for people who've been doing it a really long time. When you're just learning how to do eyeliner, that's not the kind of brush I recommend you start learning on, because you have to basically train yourself on how steady you can get your hand. So with the eyeliner that we came out with, it's a hard tip brush, which gives you, whether you are beginner, advanced, in between, you're able to create a wing liner without any issues. And I really wanted to do that for you guys. I didn't want to make a product that benefited me or suited me but wasn't really so helpful to you guys. So that brush that we made with the eyeliner just makes it a lot easier for you to apply it, whether you're just learning how to do it or whether you've been in the game really, really long and you know what you're doing with your eyes closed. But still, I just wanted everyone to feel like they were included in this collaboration. Like, it's not just about me, it's not just about her, but it was definitely about you guys as well. And I just wanted you guys to know that your girl was thinking about y'all. This is the eyeliner right here. So you can see it's Reina Rebelde's name right there, and then you have my name right there. Who would have thought, yo? My name on a box.
Super excited.
So I'm gonna swatch the eyeliner for you guys. We are already wearing it, so you can see what it looks like on eyes. And this is like two different styles. So obviously I have a wing, she doesn't have a wing, so you can see like how it works in different ways. Let me swatch it on my hand. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, one stroke.
Bandera.
Do you see how blue that is with one stroke? Like,
híjole, as we say in Mexico. You know what híjole means?
no, like, I don't know.
OMG.
Híjole.
Híjole. Híjole. We have this Bold Lip Color Stick, which is one of our top sellers, and the formula, as I've said before,
amazing.
You know, I'm 20 years older than you are. All right, not that much.
She's like totally milking it. She's not 20 years older.
I'm approaching 40, and my lips just aren't what they used to be, right? So I created something that I felt young women with luscious wrinkle-free lips like yourself could wear, and then also things that looked good on you as your lips got older. Because, by the way, a little secret here, it's like the first part of you that really ages. So, with that in mind, I really wanted you to kind of tap into this, because you are sort of you're like a nude expert in addition to being an expert in a lot of other things. You really are. I mean, you can pull off actually any lipstick. I've never seen you in a lip color that didn't look good on you, but you are a nude expert. So
yes, I love nudes.
With that,
lipsticks.
Nude lipsticks, right? And
so I totally relate to having a hard time finding a nude, because I know you guys watch my videos, and every time I rock a nude, I'm pretty sure you see me wearing it, mixing it with something else, so that it could actually match me and I don't look like I ate powdered donuts. The color that we came out with is called Alma Desnuda. I'm actually wearing it right now. I just wanted to show you guys there are different ways you can wear it. So like, she's wearing it one way, which I have in a video that you guys can see next week. And then I have it on another way. So there's different like options of wearing this that you guys have. The reason why I named it Alma Desnuda, which translates to naked soul, it's basically because you guys know I am very open about my life with you guys on social media. I don't cover anything up. You guys know about all the roller coaster rides that I have been through. So I wanted to name this product kind of inspired by my journey through the years, going through this with you guys. And I tell you guys all the time, I feel like you guys are like my friends. And when I'm going through something, I can talk to you guys about it. And it's surprising how many of you guys relate to what I'm going through. So this is what the packaging looks like. So again, the Reina Rebelde, and then my name right there. And I'm gonna swatch this because I really want you guys to see what it looks like. Oh. So this is what the color looks like. It's so beautiful. And I'm gonna swatch it for you guys on my hand so you can see what it looks like on skin. So this is what it looks like. Oh my God, it's so pretty. And like together, I feel like they make the perfect combo. And I really wanted to kind of create a lip color that I felt you guys could wear when you have simple makeup, super dramatic makeup, barely any makeup, just something that was really universal. Like you can wear it at any point in the day, whether you were going out to dinner or you're going to church or going to pick up the kids from school, like whatever it is that you're doing, a color that I felt could suit everything that you do in life.
People say influencer life is all glam, right?
Yeah.
Don't they?
They do.
I mean, we did BeautyCon. I think I was, you hear about it, but I think I was so surprised by, and you guys are unicorns, but it's the mythological element of the story of what we see on Instagram. You just, because you know how to execute a perfect winged eyeliner, you're off to Tahiti, you're a cover girl, you're all of these things, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not all glamorous, is it? It's incredibly difficult work. And
for sure.
The more time I spend with you and the more I watch you film content and I see what you do and the more I realize how much goes into it, I am so exhausted for you because it's really hard work. And I think it's completely misunderstood in many ways. And in a way that's not by accident. Like, it's great that people see a gorgeous finished product. But there is camera presence, there is technical proficiency. Like, you are your own business. You are so brilliant that you have become a filming expert, an editing expert, a makeup expert, a camera expert. I mean, just watching you work your angles and all these things. Obviously this is my first YouTube video, which is why you're going to see the entire video with my face like this. But it is a lot of work on top of just coming up with the creative idea of what you're going to do and how you're going to take basically a canvas of a million different colors and options and create something fantastic on your face. So what is it that you wish people understood about what you do that you feel people most misunderstand?
I think that people think that I kind of just like sit in front of a camera all day and just like look pretty. And I'm not calling myself pretty, but I'm just saying, I think that that's what people, thank you. I'm like, I think that's what people think I do. It's just like, she sits in front of a camera, she does her makeup, and then she does pretty faces at the end. But it's so much that goes into it. And then on top of that, like you guys know, some like times I'm filming and my daughter's here, which takes my filming process a lot longer because, I mean, she's a child, so she's not going to really be the most patient person while I'm working. Because believe it or not, some of those 60-second videos you guys see even on Instagram takes me hours to create between the filming, the editing, like the creative background behind all of it. Being an influencer or content creator is just not as easy as it looks. When you're just watching a video, of course, you just naturally, you don't really, unless you do this for a living, you don't think about the work that goes behind it. And that's probably with anything. I mean, people will put this lipstick on right now and probably not even realize the work that went behind creating that. You know, so I think that's just kind of, but I think like that's a natural thing people just always do with everything in life. It's just you don't really realize the hard work it took for that to be sitting like right at your lap at that very moment.
At that moment. Wanted to ask you about being a single mom.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So Liani, who is absolutely precious and you know, adores you, and she does. She pops in the middle. And you've got like such an amazing way of being like, you know, you turn around and it's like, yes, love, yes, darling, what are you doing? And then like, and she's back taking photos and like doing eyeliner.
It's like mom mode, Viva Glam Kay. Mom mode, Viva Glam Kay.
Basically, I mean, you're wearing, these are two of the hats. So my mom was a single mom for a little bit of time while I was young, and I don't think I really appreciated how hard that was on her until like basically the last few years.
I honestly think you don't appreciate it till you're older.
Right.
Because I kind of was like the same way, like my grandmother, she didn't raise me as a single mom, but still I didn't appreciate her the way I do now. Like when I was just a teenager. She hates me. Right. She never lets me enjoy my life. And then now when I'm older, I'm like, Ma, you were the truth.
Like, how did you do that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you're here, you're building this business, you're working on your skill set, you are, you know, raising this daughter by yourself. Basically, like you have, you know, family support and all these things, but it's a big deal.
It is.
It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. And so my question is, so how do you do it? Like, how does one do that?
Honestly, I always feel like there is no answer on how to be a single mom. It's just one of those things that you go with the flow, and every day you learn, both you and your child kind of learning together. I feel like every single mom, like our stories are always different. You could have a room full of single moms and every story is going to sound completely different. But definitely like my family support is a huge factor on how I'm even able to do this. They're so helpful with what I do for a living, and sometimes it requires me to travel, and they're always helpful whether she comes with me and a family member comes with me as well, or she stays behind. But you know I don't like leaving her, so I will only stay away on like a business trip 2 days, the absolute most. After that, it's like, sorry, I gotta go. I gotta go back to my daughter. I don't like leaving her alone. But again, I don't know, like we've been doing it since she was 1. So, and she's 5 now. So I've been doing it for a few years. But like I said, it's like, I can't even say that 1 year is so similar to the year before. Every year, it's just like a complete different experience.
Right.
But she's like such a great kid, and she understands what I do for a living. So when she knows like mommy's in their filming room, like let me leave mommy alone. She might come in sometimes like I'm bored. But you know, I'm like, girl, I can't take you out every single day.
Like, being an adult can be really boring too. Let's talk about it later.
Like, I'd rather be your kind of bored than stuck paying bills. So, you know, but she's really understanding with that. And like I said, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's so rewarding. Like, it sounds so cheesy, but like when your kids learn the simplest things, like, Mom, I learned how to draw a straight line. And you're like, oh my God, my kid is a genius. You know, like, but it's like, it's really rewarding even through the hard times. When you do have those good moments, then those hard times really feel like they were so worth it. You know, and that probably sounds so cliche. I feel like every mom would say that, but it's the truth. Like, when you really do go through it, that's why I'm always talking about motherhood, because I know a lot of you guys are moms, and I know a lot of you guys relate to it. And that doesn't necessarily even mean a single mom.
No,
a mom that's like a stay-at-home mom who's like with their kid a lot more than the dad, because let's say the dad's out there working, which a stay-at-home mom is still working. Let me make that clear. Okay, that's working. I think that's harder than going out there and working a 9 to 5.
Because when you have the 9 to 5, you have adult time.
And you can clock out.
Right, and you get your break. You get your lunch break.
You get your paid holidays off.
Right.
You don't get that when you're a mom.
You get to go to the bathroom, like by yourself.
That's so true. You don't have coworkers with their fingers under the door. Like, are you done yet? Yeah.
No, I mean, it's so true. What are you most proud of?
Seeing how far I made it on my own. You know, because like all my life, obviously I grew up with my parents, and then a lot of you guys know I got married really young. I was only 20 years old when I got married. So I moved out of my parents' house and I went straight to live with my husband. So I never, my ex-husband now, but I never had time to like be on my own. So I never knew what I was capable of doing alone. And then, you know, things happen. Obviously, we end up getting a divorce. And during that time, I was just like, could I do this by myself? Like, can I give my daughter the life that she deserves all alone? Can I do this without a man? And seeing that I was able to do it, and not one time that I ever had to lean on a man to help me with my daughter, was like the most rewarding thing. And that's not shaming anyone who's needed a man to help them, but me personally, I never thought I would be able to do something like that.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so to be able to have been able to do that, and still like 4 years later, I'm still doing it, and I'm better off now than I was when she was 1 year old and this whole thing kind of started happening. It's just been really like rewarding. I grew up in my family. I was very spoiled, so to say, growing up. So I just always had things there to my convenience, and I think a lot of it had to do with my upbringing, which I will talk, later on in another video about. And I think that's why I was so heavily spoiled, was that so I never felt like I was missing anything. So I never really had to depend on myself, and I didn't know what I was capable of doing by myself until I had no choice but to do it. And that's just kind of how like I'm trying to raise my daughter. Like, I don't want her to scare men, because I don't want to do that to her either.
Men are amazing, by the way.
Yes,
we love men.
You know, so I don't want to make her feel like, oh my God, I'm such an independent woman, I don't need a man. Like, no, you don't need a man, but it's always great to have a partner there.
Right, and somebody you want to be with.
Yes, but then if you don't want that, I'm going to show you how to do it without that either.
Right, you've got options.
Yes, you have options, and
kind of like the eyeliner, you've got options.
You got options.
In this YouTube video we're doing, some stars have aligned for us. It is time in your journey to try some Mexican delicacies.
I'm nervous.
I know you are.
Mexicans love spicy food, and I don't eat spicy food.
Your palate is like so meat and potatoes. Are you sure you're not from like Iowa?
I know.
Or
I am not an adventurous eater at all.
In exchange for this, I'm gonna try this Malta India.
I mean, come on. I could drink Malta like a whole case in one day.
You had one of these open in your car yesterday, and I smelled it. And I almost puked out the window.
It's like, I don't know. I guess you have to have like an acquired taste. You either like it or you don't. If you could drink alcohol, I feel like Malta's like nothing.
First of all, I'm going to knock it before I try it. Then I'm going to try it, and then I'm going to tell you my honest opinion. But let's just review.
What's fattening? I will say that.
12 grams of sugar and 2% calcium. That's something.
beneficial,
okay,
though.
it contains no alcohol. So is this supposed to be like a soda, like Coca-Cola type of beverage?
Well, it's carbonated, like a soda. I just drink it like that with some
Sauce.
rice and beans and some pernil or something.
No offense to like everyone.
Listen,
that
whatever
drinks
she's
this.
saying, that's on her, okay? Because I love me some Malta. Like I
People-
said, I could drink a whole case in one day.
But even like the bottle is so old school.
I know, like I always think like when I drink the big one in my car, I'm like,
There's a big size?
yeah, and it looks like a beer bottle.
Ooh, okay, let's hope you don't get pulled over. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they don't have to see my reaction because they know I love it.
Bottoms up. No, we're cheering.
Okay.
That is, I know what that is. What did you call this?
It's Malta.
No, but what? Is
a
it like
malt-
malt? No,
yeah.
honey, this is straight up
Sugar.
cane with some bubbles.
It's good though.
This is straight up sugar. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna pass on that. By the way, if Malta India
I'm
or
nervous.
Takis are watching this YouTube video, we are looking for sponsors for Regina's diet. Okay. Let's talk a
Oh
little
my
bit
god,
about
I heard they're so spicy.
You're gonna survive. From the
Like the
sounds of this
spiciest I
interview,
go was like mild wings. And that's like barely.
things. All right.
Okay. That smells like that like burns my nose a little bit.
Oh, good. Look what poker burner. Let me tell you about this.
It's like really salty.
Well, what did you think it was gonna be?
Oh my god, and I hate salt.
Okay, keep eating it. The more you eat them, the more it burns the taste buds off your tongue, and the more delicious
I don't
they
want to
become.
burn my
Have
taste
another one.
buds.
I'm gonna talk you through the complexities of the flavor. Okay.
Oh my god, this is nasty.
Okay, so this is delicious corn, basically corn like masa. It's then
it's like
fried,
really spicy.
and then it's dipped in all sorts of chili goodness. All chemicals, of course.
Ooh, that
It's
is
got
kicking
like
in.
Lake Yellow 6. I want to thank you so much for being our very first collaboration. I could not have imagined, again, about timing. If I had pushed this any differently, it wouldn't have been as perfect as it ended up being. Like, this has been a total dream come true.
Oh.
I think, when the products arrived, we were all like, crying. Cries in Spanish. And it has just really been a dream come true. I founded this line. I wanted to connect with women as amazing as you, as amazing as all of our customers and like our amazing fans, and have this opportunity to like learn about different people in the community. And this has always been kind of the goal, and here it is. And I like it's pretty surreal. I have to say it's pretty surreal, but it's definitely one of the greatest highlights of this journey so far.
Oh, well, thank you for like seeing the light in me. I just feel like, it's kind of been like, that's probably something that's been like really tough on me too. It's just like, when would I have my moment to shine? And it's all on timing, like when it's meant for you. And I'm like super faithful. So like I feel like when God has it for you, then it will happen on God's timing. And you would just appreciate the moment so much more when, one thing I always like live by, it's like, well, if you want to make God laugh, just tell him what your plans are. And it's true. So I truly thank you for even like giving me this. This is a huge opportunity and allowing me to share such a special moment with you and with my followers that have been riding this journey with me for over 5 years. It's been a long time coming, but the moment is finally come.
Yes.
Don't forget that you guys can shop everything right now on www.reinarebelde.com. And all the details are also going to be in the description box for you guys. The links, everything. All you have to do is just click it, and it's going to direct you right to the website so you guys can get to shopping. Regina makes me want to laugh.
I promise this is going to be...
This is going to go in the bloopers. We were serious the whole time. Okay. And here I have...
Hi, I'm Regina Larson.
Don't do that because you're going to make me laugh again.